5 bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells move in immediately.
That's it. Let's roll. Let's go. Firefighters! Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the Demon of Fire. In just a minute, we'll join Fire Chief Cody and rookie fireman Tim Collins as they race to a false alarm that hasn't yet been turned in. That sounds strange, but it's true. You see, Tim's young brother Jimmy, aided by the junior firefighters, has got a lead on a gang of youngsters who've been turning in false alarms in order to rob the station houses when the firemen rush to the scene. And Jimmy has just reported to the chief that he saw a boy hanging around the fire alarm box wearing his brother's stolen ring. But if you think that was smart detective work, just wait till you see what's going to happen to Jimmy now, right after the following message. Let's go, firefighters. Let's take a quick look inside the candy store where young Jimmy Collins has just phoned Chief Cody about the fellow he's been following. To Jimmy's dismay, the boy wearing the stolen ring had disappeared by the time he stepped out of the booth. In hopes he hasn't lost his one contact with the gang, Jimmy is questioning a well-dressed, very polite chap a couple of years older than himself. Larry Hayden is saying now.
Oh, sure, Jimmy. I know the boy you mean. He's kind of a roughneck. What's he done now? Did he steal the ring?
I can't tell you about that, Larry. But I will say he's too interested in a fire alarm box to suit me. And I want to keep an eye on him for a while.
Well, gosh, you say you want me to help?
Sure. You said you could show me where he went.
Well, look, I'll have to phone my mother first. Tell her I won't be right home.
Okay, but for Pete's sake, hurry it up.
Oh, I will, Jimmy. Please excuse me a minute.
Oh, what a sissy. Why'd I have to pick him out?
But once in the phone booth, Larry Hayden has a strange way of speaking to his mother.
Is that you, Spike? It's me, Larry. Look, I'm glad you tipped me off about the kid following you and Eddie to that alarm box. You get hold of Eddie and make him take that ring off that gave him away. Tell him if he pulls a dumb trick like that, I won't let him in on our next job. Now, I'll take care of this Jimmy Collins. I don't know what he's after, but I'll find out. You just leave him to me. So long.
Did your mother say it was okay, Larry?
Oh, yeah, just so long as I don't stay out after dark.
Oh, this won't take long. Come on, let's go.
Gosh, this is exciting, huh? I just hope you don't get me into any trouble, Jimmy. That's what I hope.
As they go out of the store and head down the street, 2 more kids who've been watching them from across the way turn to each other and grin. Then they look carefully around and stroll casually toward the nearby fire alarm box. Perhaps it's just as well they can't see Chief Cody's car speeding through the streets or hear him saying to Tim Collins.
We're pretty close to the spot Jimmy phoned from. That's enough sirens.
Oh, yes, sir.
No point tipping our hand, Tim.
Funny the way things work out, isn't it, Chief?
How do you mean?
Well, if I hadn't had my ring stolen from my locker, we'd never have known there was a connection between these false alarms and the robberies.
And if it hadn't been for junior firefighters all over the city keeping an eye out for it, we wouldn't have had a clue.
Yes, sir. Oh, you stopping here, Chief?
Yeah. If those kids are going to turn in an alarm, one look at this car would scare them away.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that fire box is around the corner about halfway down the block. You want me to take a look?
Yes, son, you're in civvies. I'm in uniform. You see anything?
A couple of boys hanging around down there. If they go into action, you think we can nab them, sir?
You're forgetting Detective McGurk. He's got some plainclothes men here by now. They'll do the nabbing.
Oh, I thought McGurk was heading for the station house, the one that would answer an alarm from this box, Chief.
He is. This is one false alarm that'll give the cops more to do than my men.
Oh, they'll close in after the truck pulls out?
That's it. If those kids pull that box, the truck will move out. The watchman will find some business to take him out back.
Leaving the locker room open for visitors.
With the police turning up right afterwards to give him a real welcome. What's the matter, son?
Oh, I've been expecting to see my brother around somewhere.
Jimmy's laying low like a smart boy.
Yes, sir. Still, he's usually in the middle of it when trouble starts.
He'll turn up, don't worry. He did his job, tipping us off. All he has to do now is take it easy.
Take it easy. If the chief only knew what's in store for Jimmy. As with his new friend, Larry Hayden, he enters the cellar of a 2-story house set back from the street, not so very far away.
I didn't see the kid you were looking for come in here.
Oh, I tell you, he's in here somewhere. When he saw we were following him, he ducked in here fast. I'll put the lights on.
There's nobody here. And how did you know where the light switch was?
Because we're in the cellar of my house, kid. You and me are going to have a little talk.
You mean you're a member of the gang, Larry?
Oh, a member? Don't make me laugh. It's my gang.
You're... Oh, boy, am I a sap.
Well, that depends. Why'd you follow Eddie to the fire alarm box? That ring he was wearing?
Yeah, it was stolen from my brother's locker yesterday. I figured he was one of the gang who's been turning in false alarms and robbing station houses.
Oh, pretty smart. What'd you intend to do about it?
Stop you. You can't get away with this, Larry.
Oh, no. Right this minute, a couple of my men are pulling that same box. 4 others are hanging around the station house. One of them will twist his ankle. When the watchman goes to help him, the others will slip down into the locker room.
Boy, are you in for a surprise.
What do you mean?
Never mind. Look, Larry, you seem like a nice guy. Gee, you live in a swell house. You've got good clothes. What do you do this for? You don't need the money.
Well, some of the kids do. Some of them just get a kick out of watching the fire trucks in action.
What about you?
Never mind that. I'll ask the questions.
You won't get any answers. And you know what? You act tough now, but I don't even think you know what to do with me.
Look, kid. You know, I kind of took a liking to you. You behave yourself, I might let you join my gang.
Are you crazy? My brother's a fireman. He got thrown off the truck answering that false alarm yesterday.
Huh?
It was only luck he wasn't hurt bad.
Well, I'm sorry it happened, but...
Sorry? It's kind of late seeing you're to blame when you come right down to it. Now, look, I'm warning you.
You're warning me?
Yeah, you don't know it, but you're already in trouble.
What do you mean?
You were pretty smart fooling me the way you did. Okay, that's your round, Larry. But mine is coming up.
Maybe you've forgotten you're locked in my cellar, Jimmy. Huh? You're not going anywhere.
You're darn right I'm not. Not without you. You don't get rid of me till the 2 of us have seen the end of this. The end of your gang.
And when do you think that'll be, kid?
Sooner than you think, Larry. A lot sooner than you think.
A short time later, back in Chief Cody's office.
That was Detective McGurk's final report, Tim.
Oh? Everything went like clockwork at his end, Chief?
Yeah, with one exception.
Well, what's that, sir?
That youngster who attracted the watchman's attention while the other kids slipped into the locker room. He got away in the excitement.
Oh. Well, McGurk's got the other 3, and he'll be talking with the 2 who turned in the alarm pretty soon.
It's a funny thing. He can't get a word out of them. Be different if they were professional crooks, but, well, they're just a bunch of kids. And mighty scared ones at that.
It sounds to me like they're more scared of their leader, whoever he is, than they are of McGurk.
I'm afraid you're right. Well, it's a start toward breaking up that gang. That's the main thing. Next thing to do is get in touch with their parents. Kind of see if they don't share the blame in all this.
Well, that reminds me. I phoned Mom a few minutes ago, Chief, and Jimmy hasn't come home yet.
Well, he will soon. It's getting close to supper time. Nothing to worry about unless he misses that.
Oh, you don't fool me, Chief. You're beginning to get as worried as I am.
Well, it isn't like your brother not to get in touch with us. After all, he's the one who set all this in motion.
Yes, sir, and that's the trouble. Do you suppose the rest of the gang, the ones we haven't caught yet, discovered that?
Well, it's possible. To tell you the truth, I hadn't thought of that.
Well, then let's do something fast.
Well, what? There's not a thing we can do unless Detective McGurk gets the confidence of those kids he picked up. Until they talk, we can't act.
Well, if the chief and Tim can't, it looks like young Larry Hayden can, as he slams into the cellar now to confront Jimmy angrily.
So you knew the cops would be waiting for my pals, eh, Jimmy?
Sure. That's a little surprise from me and my pals, the junior firefighters. How do you like it, Larry?
I don't, kid. Out of 6 of my gang, only 1 got away. I just talked with him.
The others will talk with Detective McGurk. Looks like no more false alarms and robberies for you.
They won't squeal, don't worry.
Whether they do or not, you're through.
Yeah, I got plenty more kids who'll do as I say.
Oh, why don't you give up, Larry? From now on, there'll be junior firefighters covering every alarm box in the city. We're working with the fire and police departments.
Now, a while ago, you asked me why I got my gang together. I did it because I like to show I'm smarter than the other guys.
You're not smart enough to get out of this.
Oh, no? How'd you like to see me plan a job tonight? Right on top of this one.
Another false alarm? Another robbery?
I was wondering what to do with you. Now I know.
I'm not scared of you, Larry. You can't keep me here forever.
Why should I? You can go home tonight. And you won't open your mouth about me, my gang, or what happens tonight. And why? Because you're going to be a part of it, kid. Very much a part of it.
How does the young gang leader think he can get around the guard of junior firefighters set up to watch the fire alarm boxes? And if he thinks he can involve Jimmy Collins in something like that, well, wouldn't you say he has a fight on his hands? Well, we'll see. Be sure not to miss the next exciting chapter of The Firefighters. In a moment, Chief Cody will tell you, boys and girls, how you can help the firefighters in your own town. But right now, here's a message you'll want to hear. And now here's Chief Bob Cody with a special message for the Firefighters Brigade. Chief Cody.
Hello, boys and girls. We were talking about the danger of younger brothers and sisters playing with matches last time, and how you'd be doing them and yourselves a favor by preventing that. Well, you can't be expected to do the same when it comes to growing ups. Maybe that's too bad. Because how many times have you seen adults, people who ought to know better, toss matches out windows, into waste baskets, or onto a carpeted floor? Sure, they thought the match was out. But you and I know how easy it is for a match to come to life. So wherever and whenever a match is being used, a good firefighter watches to see how it's disposed of. Well, that's all for today. Until we meet next time, so long.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back on the same station the next time you hear...
That's it. Let's roll!
Let's go! Firefighters! Firefighters is a copyrighted feature of William F. Holland Productions.